exactly the same thing. But how they're telling us something different? That means Krishna is confused. Oh, I forgot I told to this guru. Oh, I forgot I told him to be a pujari. And the other one's like, no, you should do cow protection, you know. And then this person telling you should get married, and this one saying you should be a brahmachari, and this one saying live in India, and this one saying don't live in India. How are you going to figure that out? Just get some dice, you know? Roll some dice? Guessing, it's a guessing game. That's not scientific. Hearing from Krishna, Prabhupada says, hearing from Krishna, absolute truth, through the Vedas, through disciplic succession, that is perfect hearing, perfect source. And anything else that you hear separate from that is Maya. Absolutely. Krishna only speaks directly through his parampara, through Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, the rest of it is Maya. So what are you hearing? Srinivas, yes, how about you? What are you, how dare I ask you this question? Who are you hearing? Where are you from, Prabhu?
I'm from Italy.
From where?
Italy.
Italy, that's right.
Yes. No.
Saint Francis of Assisi.
Yes.
He's my favorite. He's like my guru. He brought me to bhakti. Really. 100% sure. Okay, what do you think?
No, I was asking myself, how can we be sure about the transparent representant of the...
How is it?
How can we be sure of the transparent via medium of the Lord?
Prabhupada says you have to depend on intelligence and faith from Krishna. So Krishna is Chaitya Guru Paramatma, right? Krishna says, I'm in everybody's heart.
Yes.
So if you really want to know, you pray to God, Krishna, inside of your heart. And you ask, Krishna, have you arrangement for me to meet this person?
What's that?
Right? So, Krishna, have you made this arrangement? And are you manifesting and speaking to this person? Is this you manifesting, speaking to me? Ask Krishna. And Krishna will tell you, yes or no.
No, yes, because I mean, I came here this evening, and you are talking about you are washing my brain.
He says, I have come here this evening and you're washing my brain on the sounds.
You're getting brainwashed.
But a good one. Yes.
And you can see by the results. So if you're getting good results, that's a very good sign that Krishna is behind it. Otherwise, how you can get such a good result? Krishna must manifest there. Otherwise, we cannot realize that result. Practical, it's practical.
Yes, because till now, I went ahead giving full faith to Srila Prabhupada, as you said at the beginning, through his books but no, even listening from the devotees, but to be sure that, okay, because I have to put in some other hands my life is not a question, so cheap question, I mean, no.
How was it?
He says that he's trying to put full faith in Srila Prabhupada
Yeah.
and Srila Prabhupada's books. And he says, but he knows that he has to put his life in another's hands, but it's not a cheap question.
No. It's the biggest decision of your life.
Yes, that's the point.
That's why we have to depend on Prabhupada and pray to Prabhupada and pray to Krishna. Krishna, this is not some cheap. You cannot take this foolishly. In ISKCON, unfortunately, they say, oh, you're here for 6 months, 1 year, you have to pick a guru. Right? Who's to go some of these people, you know? So if you don't train the people to understand the seriousness of this topic and this decision, and you don't give them the understanding and the faith and the means how to make that decision, you're doing service. You're not helping them. So if you're really a guru, you will understand Guru Tattva, practically realize. Then you can share and teach and give faith and understanding in that process. Now you can understand what to look for, how to do it, how to depend on Krishna, how to depend on Prabhupada. So when I heard my spiritual master, when I went to hear him, I wasn't looking for a guru because I had Prabhupada. I didn't go to hear Maharaj to say, oh, accept a guru. Because I thought Prabhupada was my guru. Right? Then I'm so surprised because I'm saying, wow, what is happening to me here, you know? What's really going on here, you know? So is this person really like, is it like my guru? So then I pray to Krishna, Krishna, Prabhupada, did you make the... Then I pray to Krishna, Krishna, you please give me intelligence and faith. Is this person my guru? And then my guru Swami, he said, I have come here for you. Can't you see me? Can't you hear me? I know my, but I am not your enemy. I am your well-wisher. I have come here for you. Won't you help me? Won't you cooperate with me? Then I was like, oh my God. Because I never went for the guru. I have Prabhupada. Then as soon as I understood by Krishna's mercy, this is my guru, Satguru, immediately I turned to Prabhupada. I said, Prabhupada, I don't even know I need a guru. Because you're my guru. But now I understand, Prabhupada, you know I need a guru. And now by your mercy, Prabhupada, you have sent a guru to me. This is unbelievable. This is the best day of my life. I thought that was the best day of my life. I was so ecstatic after that. Then he gave me garlic. I couldn't sleep at night. I was like, this is amazing. I met a Sadguru, Shri-Guru. In my life, I never could imagine that was going to happen. Never. Then immediately I said, oh, I have to surrender to this person. Then Prabhupada says in his books, Chaitaguru Paramatma will dictate to you and tell you, you should have a person as your guru. Tattva means Guru Tattva. Same. It's the same person. Then once I understood that, I said, oh, Krishna, I have to surrender to this person. Because he's my Guru. I was so surprised. I never went to get a Guru. Then I said, Maharaj, please, you accept me. Krishna showed me. Then he's smiling, and he said, yes, Murali, you have accepted me in your heart, and I have accepted you in my heart. Krishna wants it, it will happen, just be a little patient. That's Guru Tattva. Why they're not teaching this? Unless you're really, you cannot teach this. Unless you realize this, how can you get anybody else to realize it? That's why nobody talks about it. It's everywhere in Prabhupada's books. Why nobody explain it? Why nobody show me in Prabhupada's book where is all of that? Because they don't know. If you don't know, then why are you acting like a guru? That means you're cheating. That means you're cheating the people. Isn't it? So you got a big surprise. I don't think you know what you're walking into here, right? And honestly, I was not going to discuss on this topic. I had zero plan. Zero plan. And Krishna, Gurudev, made me move to that topic.
This can be a confirm.
This can be a confirmation.
Yes, that they organize it.
Could be. Could be. Pray to Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
I'm very happy for you. You see, when somebody is simple, Sanatan, when someone is really simple and praying to Krishna in the heart, then they can easily understand it. When we're not simple, then we think, okay, I'll just judge everything, I'll analyze everything, I'll measure everything, right? Then it becomes very, very complicated. Right? This has been a battle, hasn't it? This is like a battle for your soul. Guru and Krishna are trying to get your soul, and Maya is trying to. There's a real, like Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra going on there. Yes. You have to. Anyone else question? Anything? Yes.
At once, like in 100 years, there is only one disciplic succession that comes, or there can be multiple disciplic successions in 100 years lifespan. I mean, for example, Srila Prabhupada was only one at that moment of time.
We're coming from Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Sampradaya, Mahaprabhu Sampradaya. We're coming to that Sampradaya. Right? That Sampradaya from Mahaprabhu giving 4 rasas in Goloka Vrindavan. So if you want to go get Krishna Prema, and you want to go with Srimati Radharani and Krishna and all of the associates in Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna planet, right? Then this is that line. If you want Krishna in some other form, in the Vaikuntha, and some other rasa, that's another way, another sampradaya. But this sampradaya, Mahaprabhu sampradaya, means Krishna Prema Goloka Vrindavan. 4 rasas. Krishna Loka. Topmost. So that's why Krishna is amazing, because he's coming as Mahaprabhu, giving Krishna Prema to the most fallen people. Patita Pavan. Right? We have no qualification, we have no understanding, we didn't do anything except be, foolish rascal. Commit so much sinful activities. What's our qualification? But just Prabhupada, Vaishnavas, they're just a causeless mercy. They're just showering causeless mercy. Like a gift. It's just unbelievable gift. We don't even deserve it. But still we should take it. Right? We shouldn't be a fool. No, I'm so fallen, I'll not take it. No, don't be so foolish. Take it. So Krishna, through Mahaprabhu, is giving the most to the least. No, I'm too fallen. It's like some poor man, and then you come with a bag of gold, and you're just like, just take it. You're like, no, I'm too poor,
I'm too poor.
I'm too poor. I'm supposed to be poor. Right, or you're starving, and someone comes with a plate of Jagannath Prasadam, and says, here, Jagannath sends this to you. You say, no, I'd rather be starving, It's like a foolishness, right? No, take it. Pay it back later, Dedicate your life later. Okay, I have to pay it back, but take it, don't be foolish. So anytime Krishna helping you, just take it, just grab it. Who knows? Krishna will show you the future. Right? No, what does this mean? And right, we're going to psychoanalyze it. What exactly does this mean? And where will I end up? And then, right, Krishna, just take it. Right? It's like Krishna puts out his hand and says, just grab my hand, right? And we're like, well, where are you going to take me? Where are you going to take me? Out of your hellish condition. Out of your suffering condition. Will it be better? Better than my suffering here? Will it be more clear? Yes.
Maharaj, I have a question. Is it possible that Hare Krishna?
You're alive.
Is it possible that a devotee can be in a jnani condition?
Can it be what?
A devotee.
Is it possible for a devotee to be in a jnani condition? A jnani?
A
Knowledge.
pure devotee has the topmost jnana. So gopis, they're the biggest jnanis. They've totally understood the whole purpose of all the Vedic knowledge. So they have the best topmost faith and knowledge because they love Krishna more than anyone else loves Krishna. My Gurudev, when he was speaking, many people, they were writing in the notebook, like in the school. So when I was new, I was thinking, oh, like this is like a class. So you're supposed to write everything down. Because there was so much knowledge flying around, I was like, I don't want to lose any of this, I gotta write this stuff down. I could forget all of this stuff. So I went to the store and I got the book, a notebook, and a pen. Then the next day I went to the class and Maharaj was speaking, and then I was saying, Srimad Bhagavatam class, and I'm writing in the book, like getting ready to get all the gyan and write all the gyan down, you know. And I'm writing, all of a sudden I'm looking down, I hear Maharaj says, "Hey, what are you doing?" So I look up and he's looking at me, you know. And I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then I was looking at like all the other students, and I was like, I am just doing like what other students are doing. And Maharaj said, "Not you. You just listen. If you listen by mercy of Guru and Krishna, you'll understand everything." So I took the notebook, closed it, and I just tried to listen. So whatever I'm sharing with you, I got from hearing. All Shotapanta, path of hearing. If you can hear Krishna and Krishna Parampara directly in Srimad Bhagavatam, you can understand everything by their mercy. So automatically, not only Gyan, Tattva Vijnana. Gyan means knowledge, theoretical knowledge. But if you really become Vaishnava by mercy of Guru and Krishna, then you'll get Tattva, means Krishna, absolute truth. Tattva Vijnana, realized the knowledge. So what we're speaking is realized knowledge. It's not theoretical knowledge. It's not academic knowledge. It's realized knowledge. So if we can hear realized knowledge from someone who has realized what he's saying, that's how we'll understand it. Without association and hearing from those who truly understand it, we cannot really understand it. It'll just remain like a philosophical, theoretical, some gyan, some knowledge. Now, I was prone to gyan. I used to like to study many books and read everything and write everything. So I was a little bit prone to want to just study and read everything. But my Gurudev, he saved me from that. Because that way you become proud. I have so much knowledge, so much gyan. One of my godbrothers, he collected many shastras, many different scriptures. And then one day Gurudev, he said, his name was Ram Das. And he said, "Ram, you're collecting many granthas, many scriptures, but you're just like an ass. Because you're just carrying heavy load on your back and you have no idea what's inside of the scripture. And instead you're just becoming proud. So what is the value of your just trucking around all of the shastras and you don't know anything inside of it, you know? Just a big bag like Santa Claus, you know? All the gyan, you know? I remember one devotee, he used to come to the class in Los Angeles, and he had this like big tray,
Yes.
right? And then he had index cards of shlokas.
Yeah.
And he would sit in the class, in the back of the class, and he would just like put out this tray, you know? This little tray of shlokas. And it was basically just like, you should have just put an advertisement like, you know, the most intelligent person is sitting right here, you know? Some neon sign, you know? I'm the most intelligent person in the room here now. It's a pratishta, you know, it's a pride. Right? Devotee Vaishnava means you have to be humble. Right? So the gyan, it makes you very proud. And my Gurudev used to say, Gyanis, they're big cheaters. because they're running after name and fame. They want to be recognized for their jnana. They're just posing like they're top elevated devotee. But really they're just cheating because they want the name and fame. Oh, I'm so intelligent. Pale obeisances. Pale obeisances. It's a pride, right? The pride is a demoniac quality. So Vaishnava means we should be humble. If you depend on Guru Krishna, they'll tell you everything. They'll guide you. Krishna says, I'll give you intelligence, I'll give you faith, how to do it, how to come to me. What's the problem? Yeah? Are you a jnani? Are you a granny or a jnani? She's a granny jnani. Yes.
I was having this question about, I have one tendency about Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. You have a what?
This, I have this tendency to get influenced by emotional platform.
I have the tendency to get influenced by emotional platform.
So many times
Are you an emotional creature?
Yeah, I have these emotions which are many times I get carried, and then I think it's real, but after many times after I realize it's not real, it's artificial.
One person told me one thing. They said, feelings are not facts. So just because you feel certain way, or your emotion is in certain way, it doesn't make it true. You cannot trust it, oh, because I feel this, my emotions are stirred in this way. Right? Maya is also controlling that. Right? Krishna says that the Maya is sitting in your mind, your intelligence, and your senses. Maya has captured those places. So if Maya is contaminated, mind, intelligence, and senses, that means feelings and emotions is coming from Maya. So how that can be trusted? When we're hearing absolute truth, in beginning, sometimes it's very unpalatable. When the Guru is saying, you know, you're proud, or you're not, you're a rascal, or you're not right, it's like a little painful. It doesn't feel like tasty. But it's very true, good information for you. So the feelings, emotion that will cheat you. So
the only way, for example, today, before coming to the class, I was again, like you explained, many branched, having the mind for Krishna, having the mind for Maya, and but after hearing from you, again, I feel like Prabhu was explaining, brainwashed, like clean up, and so.
that means Krishna convinced you. So wherever Krishna is manifesting, that's where you should be greedy to want to be. Because that's where you're going to get the best information and best results. So when I asked my Gurudev, what does Krishna want me to do? And Gurudev said, come to Bhubaneswar. His ashram, his temple was in Bhubaneswar, India. So I was married, I had children, right? I'm living in Los Angeles. I never thought Like, how is this practical? Like, how am I going to do it? As soon as I understood Gurudev Krishna want me to move them, then I just immediately, somehow or other, I figured out how to get there. Because he said, you come to Bhubaneswar, then I'll teach you Srimad Bhagavatam. Then I thought, okay, if I get the spiritual benefit, then I can benefit my family. So let me go, let me get some strength and some faith and some nice experience and set everything up, and then I'll bring my family. And then they can also get mercy from Sadhu Guru Vaishnava. No problem. So hearing from the Guru, Sadhu Guru Vaishnava, this is number one priority. Mahaprabhu says, if you're serious about spiritual life. If you're not interested to hear from Krishna, then you don't need a guru. You're acting like own guru. But that hearing is all coming from Maya. So if we want to get out of Maya, and we want to have our questions answered, our doubts destroyed, develop faith, develop transcendental knowledge, develop spiritual strength, so that we can more properly understand how to surrender and serve that sadhu sangha, and that shravanam from that sadhu is number one priority, as much as possible. Sometimes my Gurudev was traveling, preaching. I couldn't always be traveling with him. I was grihastha. But as much as possible, I would design my lifestyle and my plans to try to hear from him as much as possible. Sometimes he came to where we were in America. He came to our preaching center. And then also sometimes I'll go to him. As much as possible, that's best. Now my spiritual master, he left his physical body 1996, right? So now 2020, what's that?
24 years.
24 years, right? So I did not hear from him physically for 24 years. But I always feel his presence. I always hear and remember his instructions. I always feel his reciprocation. Just as he's right in front of me. 24 years ago. So without that personal association and without that hearing, how 24 years later can you have that type of faith and experience and hearing and reciprocation? It's not possible. And every time we explain the science, this story never changes. These details never change. The truth is the truth. If you make something up, you'll forget what you said, you change the story, you'll add something, you'll subtract something, right? But when something really happens, and Krishna convincing you, you'll never forget that. That is a life-changing moment that you can never forget. By Krishna's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy. So if Krishna convinces you, then you can be like that. If you're just emotional or mental or simple, or then accepting, rejecting, maybe yes, maybe no, then one day you'll feel positive, next day you'll be doubting. That means a mental platform. But if it's on soul platform, and Krishna convinces you on soul platform, then your faith will be very, very strong. Very strong. Because Krishna will convince your soul. If Krishna convinces your soul, that's real faith. But if we can't hear Krishna, if we can't get Krishna's mercy, no real faith, no real intelligence and faith from Krishna, then how are you going to fix your mind and your intelligence and depend on Krishna and think about Krishna and pray to Krishna? It's not possible. Because the faith is not there. So Prabhupada said, if you don't have faith that Krishna is in your heart, as Paramatma Chidaguru, and you cannot hear him, you cannot trust him, you do not have sufficient faith, then who will give you intelligence and faith to know who is the Guru? Only Krishna is going to convince you. But if you don't know Krishna, right, it says first faith is Krishna, Dao Shraddha, right, means faith in Krishna. And then by Krishna's mercy, then you get the Guru. Then Prabhupada said 2 mercy is required. Inside and outside. And this way you go. Krishna will guide you like that and use the Shastra to give you all of the authoritative, philosophical, spiritual evidence to substantiate everything. So it doesn't become sentimental or emotional, based on feelings which are always chanchalam, always changing, changing, modes of nature, right? All of these things will change. Modes of nature, right? Consciousness, but if Krishna, that is never changing, unless you just, in insanity, say, I don't want to remember. That would be so catastrophic, such a great blunder, like killing your own soul kind of blunder. Otherwise, Krishna says, if you sincerely surrender to me, Krishna says, I'll take a vow how to protect you and how to make sure it happens that you come to me. If you sincerely cry to Krishna from the core of your heart, Krishna says, I will take a vow to make sure it happens. And Krishna said, and I'll award you fearlessness. So Krishna is, fear personified, right? He has no fear. So Krishna's devotee, they have no fear. But if Krishna not guiding us, so much fear, so much uncertainty, so much anxiety. Because there's no shelter, there's no protection. But if we get Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy, then we get spiritual shelter and protection, guidance. Fear and anxiety will leave us, and we can become convinced what Krishna, what Guru wants us to do. This is the smartest, simplest, direct path. Now we just have to be simple enough and fortunate enough to hear it, accept it, take it seriously, and then try to understand how to surrender.
What Krishna means when he says surrender to me? What he means when he says surrender? Because surrender, I've learned surrender means different things. It could be external, it could be internal. But I'm assuming in Krishna it should be internal.
So what does Krishna mean when he says surrender to me? Because it has different meanings.
We have to realize that we are eternal servants of Krishna. Krishna's master, we are the servant. So if we understand our soul is eternal servant of Krishna, we have an eternal loving relationship with Krishna based on service. So all it means is, Krishna, I want to reestablish my connection and relationship with you based on that loving devotional service. I just don't know what you want me to do. Because Krishna says, if you surrender to me, then I'll free you from Maya. If you surrender to me, I'll destroy your sinful reactions, which is making you suffer. So then the only question is, Krishna, what can I do that you will accept from me a genuine act of surrender? And if you sincerely pray to Krishna, then Krishna, now it's up to Krishna to just inform you. Inside and outside, Guru Sarva Shastra. The problem is not from Krishna's side. Krishna in one moment can tell us. But how much do we want to hear it? And how prepared are we to accept it and to execute it? The delay is not from Krishna's side. The delay is from our side. So we always say two people have to be convinced. Ourselves and Krishna. If we're not convinced, we're not going to convince Krishna. But if somehow or other we convince Krishna, then Krishna will give us intelligence and faith and understanding. He says, I'll give you intelligence and faith how to do it. And then the only question to Krishna, to Guru is, Gurudev, what does Krishna want me to do? How can I serve Krishna? And my spiritual master, he gave faith that the Guru, he knows what is Krishna's intention for you. He's not manufacturing some idea or some plan. He's just simply asking Krishna, Krishna, how do you want your servant to serve you? What is best for that soul? That's all. The Guru doesn't matter whether you're here or there, or married or not married, or doing this service or that service. That doesn't matter to the Guru. The only interest for the Guru is, Krishna, what do you want this soul to do for you? How do you want them to serve you and surrender to you? That's it. And then Krishna, if you're really sincere and serious and you just need to know, then Krishna says, I'll give you intelligence. Inside and outside, through the Guru. And then when the Guru tells you, if you have faith in Krishna, faith in the Guru, faith that Krishna is speaking through the Guru, then when the Guru tells you, then Super Soul Paramatma, Chetu Guru, Krishna, will confirm internally, yes, this is very good for you. You should accept that instruction. That came from me. So it's not, because Krishna is already telling us, but we're just not hearing properly. So when Krishna speaks through the Guru, then you'll say, yes, Krishna was telling me that. I understood this thing. I could somehow, but I thought maybe I'm just speculating, maybe it's coming from Maya, I don't know, I didn't trust it. So when you hear from Krishna, then Krishna inside will say, you see, this is what I want you to do. Now you can surrender. Because now you have faith that that's really what Krishna wants you to do. Otherwise, how can you surrender? And then if you just say, well, I think it is, I feel like maybe it's like that, and then as soon as some difficulty comes, because when you do your service, there'll be many obstacles, many difficulties, many tests will come at you. But when those problems and tests and challenges come at you, if you're not 100% convinced you'll be shaky. You'll start doubting. Oh, now this is happening, right? This is happening, that's happening. Then you'll smile and be like, are you sure? You sure you're doing the right thing? You got this correct? You'll start like immediately like putting something negative, you know. Really? Are you sure this is all heading in a positive way for you? And we'll be like, whoa, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Why is this happening? Why is it not so auspicious? Right? But if Krishna convinces you, the whole world can go against you, and still you will not lose your faith. And still you'll be able to do that service. Because Krishna told you to do it. And the whole world will say you shouldn't do it. It's not possible, it's not practical. They'll doubt you, they'll criticize you. No, you misunderstood. You should do some other thing, right? Right? Everyone all of a sudden, everyone becomes a guru. Now everybody's going to instruct you. Oh, Maharaj told you like that? No, you shouldn't do it like that. Right? When Prabhupada was coming, right? When Prabhupada was coming to America, and the lady in the ship company, she said, Swamiji, you're too old. You can't go to America. You're gonna die there. Right? Prabhupada said, I'm going anyway. I'm going anyway, because he had so much faith in the instruction of his guru. And Prabhupada said, if you want to make me a success or a failure, that's up to you. I'm going to go do it anyway. This is what you told me to do? Even I die in the process, so be it. And if you want me to come out successful, then I can be successful. If you want me to fail, then definitely I will fail. That is totally up to you. Right? Now what is it? Now I'm like a puppet?
Yeah, I'm a puppet in your hand.
Now I'm a puppet in your hand, make me dance, make me dance, make me dance. That's pure devotee. If you don't trust Krishna, Krishna make you dance like a puppet. Right? Krishna's going to be trying to move your arm and you're like pulling your arm down, you know? It's like, I don't think we should do that, Krishna.
Yeah.
We'll be like a very rebellious puppet. Right? Guru and Krishna are like, they're like trying to move us around and we're like fighting everything, you know?
He said before, then the guru pulls the curtain and gives it
I forgot one time I said when the puppet's not behaving, that they close the curtain, right? And then the guy beats the hell out of the puppet, you know? And then the puppet said, okay, I agree. Okay, let's continue the party here, you know? Then the guy said, just to the audience, you know, excuse me, I'll be right back. Shut the curtain. Right? And the puppet said, okay. Yeah, bueno, yeah, I understand. I got my intelligence back now. And he like moves, okay. And then the puppet's got like, you know, black eye, some stitches. Okay, I'm back. Of course, that's not really like, you know, make me dance, make me dance, make me dance. You know?
Yes.
Look, this puppet's not dancing, you know, I'll be right back. This is a rebellious puppet. Mataji, what do you think about all of this? Your husband devotee, your son is devotee, you must be so happy. Huh? You understand my English? Yeah? South India, they speak a lot of English, right? So what do you think about this? Your husband's becoming like a saint, and your son, he gave up his wicked ways, his bad ways. You must have been praying for both of them. Were you?
Actually, she was kind enough to stick with me, Prabhuji, Maharaj, for so long. I've given a lot of trouble.
She was praying for you, right? So your prayers came through. Krishna protected him, right? And brought him. That's like a miracle, isn't it? My mother was always fighting me. She didn't want me to be devoted. Then one day she said, because I'm your mother and I have love and affection for you, I don't always understand what are you doing. I don't always agree with everything that you're doing. But I see now you became devotee, you're much more in protected situation. And you're much more peaceful. And you're much more happy. And you're helping other people. So as your mother, how I can disagree with that? Right? So if that makes your family healthy and happy and protected, then that's all a mother could want. Isn't it? Even they don't understand everything, doesn't matter. The people I love are protected and happy and peaceful and healthy and helping other people. You cannot argue with that. You cannot disagree with that. Any last thing? Everything good? So far? All right, thank you very much for your kind attention. Yes, Amara Gauranga. He used to be a gangster. He was selling crack cocaine. And his name was Angel.
Hare Krishna, Shri.
He comes out with the AK-47. The mother says, I better call him Angel really quick,
Because it seems like the goal is like Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna Prema, right? Like,
You're speaking English, right?
yeah.
My hearing is really bad, Please excuse me. But what was he saying? Can you translate that?
Yeah, he said the goal is Goloka Vrindavan.
But like also like since
But how do you give up eating the stool?
yeah.
What's your goal? Puerto Rico?
No,
You want to go back out on the corner?
no.
Slinging some dope?
Slinging the rock.
Slinging some bags?
If I can say something honestly, like when you speak, like I cannot like translate in Spanish. And it's
What is that?
Can translate in Spanish.
like when you speak, like I like some words like I like translate in Spanish somehow, and it's like very funny. Like,
How I'm saying is funny?
He says that when you speak some words, somehow it translates into Spanish,
Yeah.
and it's very funny.
Because it's bringing him back to his old days on the street corner.
but
I'm glad I could make you smile.
thank you.
That's better than you being miserable before, right? We're making progress,
Yeah.
right? Progress. Okay, our goal is to look Vrindavan, but how about first becoming happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
One step at a time, you know? Just keep washing the pots, you know?
Yes.
Right? Just a nice, humble, menial servant. When I joined the ISKCON, I left the company and my first service was to scrub the pots and pans. Very nice. I was washing all the pots and the pans. I got out of the university, I left the company, and they said, okay, just scrub the pots and the pans. I was so happy. Now I can be devotee. I don't care what it is. I'll sweep the floor, clean the bathroom, wash the pots and pans. Now I don't have to live materialistic life anymore. I can be devotee. I was like a liberated consciousness, completely ecstatic. I don't care what is that seva. But we had one man I used to wash the pots and pans with, and he was always angry. And he was always just throwing the pots and the pans. So he didn't appreciate washing the pots and the pans. In the pots and the pans, I had so many dents because he was throwing them and not liking it. Are you liking your service? You have to start somewhere.
In the beginning, like one devotee was cooking and it was like very like frustrating, and then like because it was like the whole thing was like full of salsa, like the walls and all.
What to say? Last sentence?
In the beginning, one devotee was cooking, and it was like frustrating for me because he left the walls with salsa.
Salsa?
Yeah, the walls and all of that.
You mean the spices? All spices and oil?
Oils, salsa, spices.
When one devotee, when he was cooking, it was very frustrating for Prabhu because he would leave the spices and oil and salsa all up the wall.
But then you had Saver to clean it, right?
Yeah, like I tried to look it like that, but like it was like kind of like the duality, like.
I think Krishna was doing it on purpose for you.
Yeah. And I tried to see it like that, but it was like the duality, like.
He's like a mad artist, you know. He's just throwing the paint everywhere. You know? He's like one of these cooks, you know.
Yes.
Transcendental artist. Thank you very much. I'm glad you can do that seva. That's good for you. Any seva is good. When I was, my first service, they had Christmas marathon, and all the book distributors were distributing the books. And I would just wash all the pots and the pans and clean everybody's plates. And they would go distribute books. And I would listen to Prabhupada lecture and Prabhupada kirtan. Then they would come home, back to the temple. They were so bright and ecstatic and blissful. So I was like, wow, you know, I need to go. So I asked the Maharaj, can I go distribute books with those devotees? Maharaj said, yes. Then I went out first day and I sold many books. And then I got new seva. Then I was on Sankirtan party distributing Prabhupada's books. Because they were getting some special mercy. When you go and you try to reach other souls and help them and bring them to Krishna, you get some extra special mercy from Krishna and Prabhupada. Definitely. And I really felt like because I did that seva, Prabhupada gave me Srila Govinda Swami. because I really tried to please Prabhupada. I had so much faith in Prabhupada. I tried to please him. Then he rewarded me and helped me by giving me bona fide guru. That's Prabhupada's mercy, definitely. So first I thank Krishna, then I thank Srila Prabhupada. That's definitely their causeless mercy. So thank you everyone very much, I appreciate it.
Gurudev,
Huh?
He hasn't finished.
I haven't finished.
Are you still talking?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sisimago Govinda Swami, he said like there are two embankments. Oh.
The Lord Govind Swami Maharaj said there are two embankments.
yeah. What embankment are you on?
I don't really know so much like about like the leelas or anything, but like it's like the Ratha Yatra. It's like
The only thing
it's
is,
nice.
the only embankment you should be afraid of is on the side of the road in Puerto Rico. Just try to avoid that embankment. Right? Stay sheltered between Prabhupada and Gurudev. Devotional service, this nice embankment, protection. Alright? If you go over or go try to climb over the hill, you'll end up on the embankment back in Puerto Rico. On the side of the road. Slinging some dough. Alright? You want to go back to that?
No.
You want to be an angel again?
No.
Okay, then become Das. Alright? Just become a Das. Be simple. Alright? Learn to associate with the devotees. First try to become gentlemen. Prabhupada said, first become a gentleman, then worry about Goloka Vrindavan. Alright, first try to become a nice gentleman. That's the first goal. Then worry about other thing after that. Alright? Serve the devotees nicely, be gentlemen. Don't be like a pit bull. Alright? Come under discipline, become gentlemen. Be gentle. You're not gentle, you're dangerous. Alright? We want you to become gentlemen. Then become devotee. Alright? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Gauranitai ki, Prabhupada ki, Govinda Swami Shri Gurudev ki, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaura Premanande,
Shri Gurudev ki
Prabhupada Shri Gurudev ki.
Mars, Venus, Stars.